you have any advice for budding comic book writers besides lying and...
Yeah, take up art. I do not need competition. Get the hell out of writing. Don't write. Draw. We need more artists.
Okay.
No, just the most important thing I can tell you is Chuck Jones, who was the guy who came up with Roadrunner and did some of the best Bugs Bunnies, he had a rule about drawing, but it applies to art as well, which he said that every artist has 10,000 bad drawings in them, and it's good to get them out as quick as possible. And it's the same with writing. Writers write, and you just keep writing, and you keep at it, you keep at it, you keep at it. And you will find teachers, and you will find editors, you will find people that read your stuff who give you helpful advice, or help you find your voice, and help you tell the story in the best possible way. And you'll develop a style. I got to, about a year ago, I taught a course in comic book writing, and it was kind of fun to break some of the kids like horses. You gotta break them down. You know, everyone will have these excesses, and that's also a problem, that if you're doing fanfic and you're in a bubble, you know, yes, you're going to have other people reading your fanfic and saying how much they like this, that, or the other thing, but none of these guys are really editors or teachers or people who've studied writing, or they could be. You don't know. It's the internet. They could be anyone. And if someone has like an excess and they're allowed to grow that excess and no one breaks them of it, like let's say someone loves using 20 adjectives in a sentence, you know, you just want to take them and stop it, you know, stuff like that. Or someone who keeps solving all their stories with Deus Ex Machina, you just want to kill them.
Please don't kill budding comic book writers.
No, but like you need, every now and then you need people to break you from your bad habits, and you don't get that in fanfic. You need teachers, you need peers, you need editors to help you get out of stuff.
Do you have a favorite character that you love to write for?
Oh, Spider-Man.
It's well, really
obvious. There you go.
That should have been pretty obvious, yeah.
No, but yeah, I love writing for Spider-Man, and they're characters you don't expect that jump up behind you and, you know, they say boo and make you notice them. And you're like, oh, I'm having a fun time writing this guy. I want to keep writing this guy. I was so bummed when we lost Kirkman's Ant-Man from Initiative to go over to Thunderbolts.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we had such a large cast in Thunderbolts that in Initiative, that if anybody ever needed a character, I'll just take them from Initiative. They won't mind. Pluck them out. They've got 20 more. They've got hundreds of characters. We had a fun thing going with Ant-Man and Taskmasters.
Yeah.
And we were having so much fun.
That was great.
I never would have thought to use Robert's Ant-Man, but Robert called me up when Ant-Man was ending, because like for example, when I was doing The Thing, we had all these plans for Bill Foster, Goliath. We brought him back. We brought Bill Foster. No one was thinking about Bill Foster, and we brought him back, and I was going to do all this fun stuff with him. And then The Thing got canceled, and they needed to kill someone in Civil War, and they just killed Bill Foster. And I was like, oh, man. Killed Bill Foster. Killed Black Goliath, you bastards. And a lot of that was because I wasn't there as a creator to go, no, he's in my Thing book, and I'm using him. Don't kill Bill Foster. So everyone who didn't buy my Thing book, you killed Bill Foster. You. His fictitious blood is on your hands. And Mark Miller. So I love Mark Miller, but after a lot of stories like that were happening, where certain characters kept turning into cannon fodder, Robert called me up and went, "I don't want him killing my Ant-Man. Save my Ant-Man. Put him in your book. Like it'll be like a little life raft. Put Ant-Man in the Initiative, please." I went, for Robert Kirkman, I'll stick Ant-Man in there. And then I started playing with him, and I'm like, he's fun.
It was so great, yeah.
I loved using Ant-Man. I would use Ant-Man morning, noon, and night in that book. This evil, selfish, cowardly Ant-Man was awesome. And so that's a character I never thought about. And then you start writing them, and you're like, hey. Or like when I was doing GLA, I wanted to bring in like the lamest superhero of all time and have them suddenly turn into the shining star of the GLA. When I was working on that book, and I went, oh man, no one's ever used Squirrel Girl before. She's only had the one appearance, and everyone's made jokes for years. I'm going to make Squirrel Girl cool. And at first it started as a challenge, and then it was like, I love writing Squirrel Girl. whenever I'm stuck on something, I'll talk to Tom Brevoort, like, can I do a Squirrel Girl story? Can I do a Squirrel Girl miniseries? Can I do a Squirrel Girl one shot? And he'll be like, enough with Squirrel Girl. So he's, if you.
Let's see. How is your approach to a team book different than your approach to a single character book?
There are more characters.
It's a good answer. I can't argue with that.
The sad thing is, you read something like She-Hulk or you read Thing, and you'll see that I build up a supporting cast, and I'm writing about them as much too. So,
that's true, yeah.
So it's kind of like, you look at She-Hulk and you got Mallory and Pug and Awesome Andy and Southpaw, and it is a team book. By the time hopefully She-Hulk is the character that moves the story forward,
right?
And the one who takes the lead. And I guess people complain a lot about that with my Avengers. They're saying, well, it's the Hank Pym book. Well, yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of like the Hank Pym book with Hank Pym and friends. Because,
I guess so. But
yeah.
There's just so much from the other characters. I don't know.
Hopefully.
I don't see it too much of that. That's just my opinion.
But yeah, with Initiative, it was hard. It was like, we had like 80 characters. You'd have the roll call for our book at the beginning. And
yeah,
be like,
I love that though. I love the little roll call. 16
or 17 like character heads. Our assistant editors and our associate editors on that book, well, like Janine and Molly, they would just go crazy. They're like finding 17 headshots.
Yeah.
But it was worth it because the more characters you put in, the broader the characters need to be for you to remember who they are. So it's like, it was a joy whenever working on the Initiative to do any scene with Baron von Blitzschlag. Because he just ate the scenery. Yeah. You'd just say some wonderfully horrible Nazi thing, and you'd be like, oh, I like you, you horrible human being, and I'm a Jew. I would just be like writing Baron von Blitzschlag with such glee. Like, there's, in like one of the Secret Invasion issues, Physique and Trauma are right next to Baron von Blitzschlag, and one of them makes a Star Wars reference and the other completes it, and Baron von Blitzschlag is, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean it's Star Wars? How can you not know Star Wars? What, were you living in a cave? It's like, yeah, possibly, or a bunker.
Yeah, he's great.
He's wonderful. He's so much fun.
I remember when he was building the MVP clones, he said he put a little bit of himself in them, and they were like staring at him like, are you kidding? And he's like, what, I'm 70 years old.
My biological clock, she is ticking, yeah? It's like, he's horrible. He's wonderfully horrible.